Hello viewers, you are watching my biology channel. It's BioHub and I'm your facilitator, Dr. Seema Sharma. Dear viewers, there was a time when we all used to wait for summer and winter vacations. But one uninvited nano visitor, Mr. COVID-19 and its variants, have forced us to stay back home since long. The entire world is passing through a difficult phase, and initially, when it had given its first appearance, everyone was worried about continuity in students or children's studies. In that difficult situation, teachers, parents, and students have again shown their bonding and immediately switched over to one high tech method of teaching and learning, that is online classes, which are going on and on since then. So I want to start my this video by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to this trio, teacher, student and parents for their efforts. Viewers, this is my channel BioHub, and in this channel you will come across videos related to biology part of class 7. I'm already through with chapter 1 nutrition in plants, and you can watch my those videos, and we are proceeding with nutrition in animals these days. So we are on chapter number 2, viewers, and its title is Nutrition in Animals. So this chapter is full of information and full of amazing facts related to microscopic organisms, related to insects, amphibians, but the major part of this chapter is devoted to digestion in human beings, digestive system, its parts, and the process of digestion. Last segment of this chapter, you will come across the process of digestion in herbivores, which is equally amazing, like cow, deer. Okay. So now I'll take you to next slide, and there I'll let you know what is the journal layout of this chapter. So viewers, I have divided this chapter into 6 subparts, and I have already uploaded video of first subpart, that is nutrition, its meaning and steps involved in the process of nutrition. If you have not seen that video, no issues. Today I'm going to cover second subpart, that is nutrition and microbes, but before that I'm going to go for a recap of part 1 also, and subsequently you will come across videos on rest of the parts of this chapter 2. So gear up viewers, we are proceeding with today's exploration. Please join me and stay tuned till end. So first, it's time to recap. This chapter is about nutrition in animals. So what is the meaning of nutrition? The process of taking in food by an organism and its utilization by the body is called nutrition. There are certain steps in nutrition. Nutrition is a lengthy process, complicated process, about which if you want to know in more, you have to watch my video on part 1 of this chapter. But now let's have a look on the steps in the process of nutrition. There are 5 steps: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. And more or less these steps will remain same in maximum of the animals. Their food intake of food may vary from animal to animal, but the steps are more or less same. So this was what we have discussed in part 1 of this chapter. Now let's proceed with today's video. Today our focus will be on nutrition in microbes. So the learning objective of our this video is we are going to explore about the mode of nutrition in 3 types of microbes, and they are amoeba, hydra, and paramecium. So we are starting off with nutrition in first microorganism, that is amoeba. So this is amoeba viewers. This is how amoeba looks like. So let me introduce to its basic properties or basic features. Amoeba is an aquatic unicellular microorganism. Aquatic means which lives in water. Unicellular means which is made up of one cell, and microscopic means which is very small, which can be seen with the help of microscope only. So these are general features. Now pay attention to the special feature of Mr. Amoeba. Mr. Amoeba, you must have noticed that its body is irregular and it has numerous finger-like folds. They are called false feet, and to be more precise, in scientific term, they are called pseudopodia. So these finger-like folds, which are called false feet or pseudopodia, they help amoeba to catch hold of its food particle or to catch hold of its prey. How amoeba is doing that? Let's try to understand that with the help of a pictorial representation. Amoeba engulfs tiny particles of food by throwing its false feet known as pseudopodia around it. So in first part, it is throwing its pseudopodia, false feet, around the food particle, and that is ingestion. In second step, these pseudopodia, they join together and they make a body cavity. From food vacuole, it will come to the body cavity, and here it will be sent to each and every part as per the requirement. So after absorption, there will be assimilation. And in assimilation, these nutrients, they will be utilized to provide energy for various activities, and it will be utilized for division, for growth, and for repair work. And whatsoever is not required, it will be thrown out from the body in the same way. So this was about nutrition in amoeba. So this is about nutrition in amoeba, viewers. Isn't it amazing? Now you know. You know about steps. You know, yes, amoeba is doing. But is it actually doing all these steps? Do you want to know? If you want to see this nutrition yourself with your eyes in actual amoeba, then hold on. We are proceeding. I'm going to take you to one video clip. You have to watch that very carefully. So this bigger structure is amoeba. Just pay attention to its false finger-like folds called pseudopodia. It is using those pseudopodias to trap one food particle which is still alive, some living material. Now you have to pay attention. This is a food vacuole within the body of amoeba, and if you will pay attention, you will be able to notice that it has started pouring digestive juices into this food cavity to digest this living prey. So this is how it is proceeding whenever it is going for nutrition. Next is nutrition in Hydra. So let me introduce Mr. Hydra to my viewers. Dear viewers, Hydra is simple, multicellular and very small freshwater animal. Very small means hardly 1 centimeter. Now these are general characteristics, but it too have special characteristics, and the first one is it has a number of tentacles, hair-like structures on its mouth. Here, this one is its mouth, and these are these tiny hair-like structures. They are called tentacles. They are around its mouth, and they are used to catch hold of the prey and to put it into the mouth. So these tentacles, they are helping in ingestion of food. So how it is doing that? Let's see. The tentacles, they entangle small aquatic animals and kill them with the help of stinging cells. These long hair-like structures, viewers, they have certain stinging cells which are containing some poison which is capable of killing the prey. So Hydra, first it is catching hold of the food particle with the help of these hair-like structures called tentacles, and then it is killing those by certain poisonous materials which are present in the stinging cells present in the tentacles, and then push them into then pushes that food particle or that prey into the mouth cavity. This is the mouth cavity and it's called hypostome. So what all is happening thereafter? Inside the body cavity. So once the food particle is inside its tummy or the body cavity, it will pour digestive juices which are secreted by the surrounding cells to digest that food particle. Then after complete digestion, that whatever the food material may be, it will be converted into simple soluble nutrient form and it will be absorbed by the cells and then further sent to each and every cell for utilization, that is assimilation, and rest is thrown out. I just told you that hydra is again a very small aquatic animal. It has special hair-like structures on its mouth with the help of which it is catching its prey, and it has a body cavity where it is pushing that and digestive juices, they are digesting it. But I want you to observe it or to view it yourself. This is theory. Now see the visual clip for better understanding. This is hydra. It is coming across one food particle which are almost equal in its size. How it is entangling that food particle, living material, with the help of its tentacles and taking it literally into its body cavity. Now it's time to explore about nutrition in paramecium. Viewers, this is how paramecium looks like. Paramecium is again unicellular. It is made up of one cell. It has a very large number of microscopic hairs throughout, around, all over its body, and they are used for movement and ingestion. Yes, viewers, it has numerous hair all over its body and they are utilized for movement also and for intake of food also. How? Let's see. So this is paramecium. So many levelings are there, but our focus will be on these hair-like structure called cilia. Then there is one mouth-like entry part, which is called as oral groove. And I just told you that these cilia, they keep on moving and they keep on vibrating. So their constant movement of cilia, it helps the food particles to drift towards its mouth-like structure called oral groove. And once that food particle is inside it in the form of a food vacuole, rest of the processes are same as you have seen in case of amoeba. Okay. So in case of paramecium, what my viewers have to remember, that paramecium is unicellular, it is also aquatic, it can move or it can swim, and it has numerous very small hair-like structures called cilia, which help this organism to not only move but to push food particles towards its oral groove or mouth-like structure. Okay. Now we are going to see the same with the help of one more visual clip. And for see paramecium, this is paramecium. It has a oral groove through where cilia are there and they are continuously moving and drifting the food particles towards its body. Those food particles, they are trapped in the form of a food vacuole. This food vacuole is growing bigger, more bigger, and then getting detached. And there are so many food vacuoles which can be seen. So viewers, I've tried to explain the meaning of nutrition in these three kind of microbes, amoeba, hydra and paramecium, with the help of pictures as well as with the help of videos. So the learning outcome should be that the mode of nutrition in these three type of microorganisms should be clear to my viewers. To go for self-assessment, then I'm sharing one worksheet with you. It has only 2 questions and I suggest you to go for self-assessment. And next time, whenever you will tune to my videos, I'm going to cover nutrition in animals part 3, and it will be on modes of feeding in lower level organisms. It's very interesting segment of this chapter. So I want you all to again join me and watch this segment also. In the end, I want to thank you all for watching my channel, supporting my channel, and subscribing it. So keep subscribing and keep sharing if you feel that it's worth sharing, and come up with your suggestions. Now I'm signing out. So it's bye from your facilitator, Dr. Seema Sharma. But stay tuned to my channel and stay in touch. Take care, viewers. Bye bye.